Hello. We are going to get a little controversial for this particular video, and we are going to discuss our unpopular opinions towards tropes, towards things that people like and that we just don't. So, yeah.
And you can have a different opinion, but
Yeah.
your opinion's wrong. Not really, but to us.
But to us, it's wrong.
It is.
So, yep.
I have a post-it note since my phone's recording, so we're old school.
Well, old school.
I have post-it notes. Does that show my age?
Honestly, that just makes me want to watch Romeo and Michelle. High school. Did you ever?
I sure didn't.
Loved it. Thank you. Yes.
Does that show our age?
We invented post-its.
We were born in the 1900s. 1900s. Alright, so my first one is I don't like domestic thrillers, or what I'm calling domestic thrillers. So any book that has a woman in the cabin, a woman, the lady, the girl, the man, any of those, because it's always some unreliable female character who's usually a drunk. Her husband's cheating on her, and then it's like, they're all the same. And after you read one, which my first one was Gone Girl, so that set the bar high.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care.
It's easy to have a psychological thriller when there's so many holes to begin with within the person's character. Like, as far as, they don't remember anything. So.
And I just feel like it's an easy cop-out for making these really stupid things happen because your narrator is unreliable. So, like, for instance, The Woman in Cabin 10, which I think I rated like 2 stars. Have you read that book?
No.
Okay.
I've heard it's good, though.
Yeah, no, I did not agree. Something happens on this cruise ship, blah, 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 blah. She has a camera, which is probably why I remember it, because it's a camera, really.
Yeah.
She has this, like, big camera that has evidence of proving what she saw was real, because everyone doesn't think it's real. She doesn't know if she thought it was real, because she's an unreliable female character. And she sets it by a pool, and it just conveniently falls in.
That's
and
annoying.
I'm just like, well, duh. You don't do that. There's so many of those. Like, you go down the mystery section, and it's all the woman, the lady, the girl, next door, the whatever.
It's all the same, yeah.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
So that's my first one.
That's a good one.
All right, what's yours?
All right, so my first one is, I don't exactly know how to describe this, except for the annoying first-person female characters. Like, you have your
I have that on mine too.
Yeah,
not specifically female, but first-person narrative.
First-person narrative, and this one is like, you have like your Katniss Everdeen's, like, raises the bar. Like, they are BA, they are amazing, but it's not. I hate the contrived, like, every other line this woman has to tell you, oh, I am this, and I'm like, no, you need to show me. Like, show me, let me believe it. Like, I'm just so annoyed by you talking about how wonderful you are, when honestly, you haven't done anything wonderful. You've just inflated yourself. And then honestly, when it comes time to, like, show up, you, like, trip over your gown, or, like, something, like, I don't know. It's annoying to me. And so first of all, that's just writing 101, show, don't tell. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to these first person, unfortunately female, like maybe I'm just not reading a lot of first person male narratives too. Like, that could just be the genre that and so I'm specifically saying, I love female characters. This is not, please don't come at me like.
But come at us.
No, but it's like, I love a solid female lead, but I just need, I want them to be real. Yes. I don't know. And so
it's good when it's done well.
When it's done well.
We've read a lot where it's not.
Where it's not done well, and I'm like, I want like, slay all those dragons, babe. Like, get them. Do it. Like, don't talk about how, like, you can wield a weapon better than any man, and then when it comes time to wield your weapon, you like.
You're like, oh, I have
something
in my hair.
Or the man saves you. Like, that's also annoying to me. I'm like, you're supposed to be this incredible person, but the love interest shows up and say, like, I just
save yourself.
Do it. Like, I don't know. I get so annoyed.
Yeah, that is a good one. Because that one kind of plays off one I see a lot in YA of like the the main female character is this tiny itty bitty. Like, we just always need to have a tiny itty bitty girl that's so petite and she's so small, but she's so strong, and she can jump 100 yards
and has the strength of a gargoyle.
Right. But she's like 4'5".
Yes.
Which, not hating if you're 4'5".
No, and I bet you're a little spider monkey. Congratulations.
Yeah.
But also,
it's like,
you're not gonna lift that table and chunk it at your foe. Like, you're just.
And it's like a lot of them specifically like mentioned multiple times that they're tiny itty bitty.
Yes.
Tiny petite.
You need to know that this is an angular figure.
Yes. So that kind of plays off that one.
That's really
That was one of mine.
So funny.
I was like, that. Nothing against you being tiny, but I don't need to know 800 times that you're tiny and petite. I'm like, I don't expect you to grow 7 feet in a book. No. Anyhow, what's your next one?
So my...
this is going to be an interesting one. Explain.
This one is called the Danny DeVito Principle. And that is, if you are reading a story, and I won't call out any specific male protagonists that come to mind when I talk about this, but there are certain males and certain popular storylines that...
Like 50 Shades of Grey. You can just say it.
If you
know it.
If you were to replace the main guy with Danny DeVito, all of a sudden this super intriguing man that is supposedly sexy turns out to be kind of like a serial killer. Because all that has compelled you is the fact that he is so dreamy. But he's actually... sociopathic, he's very problematic, abusive, like all these different things, controlling. So the Danny DeVito Principle, I read that a while back. If you can't have Danny DeVito stand in and him still be a solid character, then he's not really a good character. So I love you, Danny DeVito, but yeah.
It's a good principle.
Yeah.
All right, going back to kind of the mystery thrillers, which I don't read that much of, maybe because I have so many strong opinions of, because most of mine are about mystery thrillers. But when there's so many plot twists, and the author's like, you didn't see that coming. And I'm like, well, yeah, because this was a contemporary thriller, and you shot down aliens from the sky randomly. Of course I didn't see that coming. It wasn't aliens at all.
Yes.
So like that, it's like all the plot twists just to keep you on your toes, and you're like, my butt's on the couch, not on my toes.
Yeah,
I don't even care.
Yeah. And so mine's kind of a piggyback, but the opposite of yours, and that is psychological thrillers that have so much foreshadowing that you can easily predict the ending. And that's a toxic trait that I have anyway. Anytime I'm reading something, you can ask anybody, I'm going, this is what's going to happen, this was good. It's, it's super annoying, and I'm sorry. But if I'm reading a psychological thriller and I can guess exactly the events that are happening, it's because typically too much foreshadowing has taken place. So I just know. I can just predict it.
And then you get to the end and you're like, oh yeah, I guess this like page 60.
Yeah, it's like, okay, cool. Let's just end the book now. So yeah, that's one of my pet peeves.
All right, my next one, and I cannot think of a better phrase to say this.
But this is one of my favorite phrases that she
I
uses.
say this quite a bit.
Yes.
So it's a genre that I call, which someone else came up with, and I just thought it was really funny, and I went with it. But I call torture porn. And it's books like any World War II book, where it's just like you're reading it and you're torturing yourself because you know how it's going to end. The purpose of these books is to make you feel heartbroken. And I don't want to read that.
That's fair.
So
you don't want to torture yourself.
It's torture porn because you're just like, you're addicted to reading them. Like, no, I almost called you Sarah. Katie loves historical fiction World War II. I like the occasional.
Love it.
But I've just decided, post 2020, hard time. I don't want to read sad books that are purposely sad. There's no happy. Now, if you have a little sad sprinkled in, like favorite character dies, etc.,
yeah,
fine. But the whole purpose of your book is depressing. I don't want it. I already feel sad a lot. Life is hard and sad.
Life is already sad.
I
don't need to be reminded of the events of when someone lost their so-and-so.
To escape reality. I don't want to be in my own reality.
My next one, when you have the girl who's described as super plain, is just like ordinary and like nothing awkward and all that stuff, but yet has all these guys falling like obsessively in love with her. And maybe I'm just like thinking of Bella. I don't know, Bella from Twilight. But you see that a lot where it's like, I'm just so quirky. I'm just so plain. Nothing special. But it's like, then you have these super smoking hot dudes like, oh my God, I love you. I'm like,
then, you know, she takes off her glasses.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, I was pretty the entire time.
Pulls down her hair.
Yeah.
And the wind's blowing. And it's all...
Wait, you ready?
Yeah. It such feels good because I'm really hot.
I'm really pretty now.
Wow, I've never seen you in this light
I've
before.
never. Look at me. Or like, let me just chop my hair off real fast and like not wear overalls. Like, it's really stupid.
My last one is literary fiction. We can add like magical realism where it's just all like, things are all magical and flowery and we don't know why, but it's just how we are, and there's no explanation of your magic system.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah,
I hate
it
that.
bothers me. Yes, literary fiction, like I've read a few and I don't like them. I don't need some underlining meaning behind this book. They usually make me feel pretty crappy.
Yeah, typically, yeah.
And a lot of them I don't finish. I DNF pretty much most literary fiction, so I think I just don't like it.
That's fair.
So I'm just not gonna read it
I'm just not
anymore.
gonna do it. You can't make me.
All right, what's your next one?
In fantasy worlds, made up cuss words really irk me. I don't know why. Especially because in these worlds they're using other words that you would find, like use the word car, but you're not gonna use the word shit. Like anyway, made up cuss words annoy me. I don't know why. Like it's fine. Just use a regular cuss word. It flows better on the ears. If you're going to cuss, use a real one and not some weird made up something. And then also world fantasy novels that don't include a world map. I shouldn't be having this discussion. You should have a world map. I'm sorry. If you've created a world, if there's a world that lives inside your brain that you had enough capacity and time and energy to put down in a book, give me a map for it. Because that's one of my favorite things to do with a fantasy. It's I open it up, I look at the world, see what I'm about to dive into, and if I don't have something like that, I obviously think it's trash. Like, I don't think it's good. I don't think you actually have a game plan of where you're going because you didn't actually visualize it enough to give me something to visualize it for myself. Anyway, that's the end of that rant.
Well, that's the end of our unpopular opinions. Let us know if you agree or disagree.
Yeah.
Not going to change my opinion.
No, it's pretty solid.
But, you know, if you have similar opinions or different or, you know, whatever, let us know. We're all different, beautiful people.
It's okay.
That's all right. All right. Well, maybe do a part 2 sometime.
Maybe. I am sure we can think of things that we
I'm
hate.
sure.
I know we can. So.
All right. Till next time.
Bye. Bye.